Why is it most people start an online income stream and then fail? They don't make any money. In this video, I'm going to break down the reasons why and how you can avoid it so you can make some online income. All right. If you don't know me, I'm Jace Perry. I've made nearly $1 million in sales on Amazon through books and t-shirts. My highest month was $50,000 self-publishing books. And I've left a link to my Instagram documenting my whole journey there if you want to check me out. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about today why most people fail. Now, I've been thinking about this and I've come up with a little graphic here. This is the pyramid of your success creating online income. Okay? Now, we look at the bottom here. Who are the people in the bottom of this pyramid? These are the guys that are thinking about creating online income stream. They might see people online making it on social media. They're thinking about it. They're aware of what it is, but they're thinking about it. And that makes up most of the chunk of the people, because most people will think about it and not actually do anything. The next level up are the guys that actually start. Now, I've started so many income streams over the last 7 years, and most of them failed, but I've started so many. A lot of them are very easy to start. Some of them take time, but there's a whole chunk of people that have started online income, never made anything, never made a penny, but they started, even lost money. Okay. Next level up is the people that started and actually made some money, but not consistent enough that they carried on. Or maybe it was a bit more difficult than they thought, so they made a little bit and then they left it. Now, I've got an untold amount of people that I know through just my social media, just from my Amazon businesses, people that have contacted me that have started, and then months go by and they just kind of disappear. They fall off the radar. So for a few days they're here saying, I've done this, I've done that, I've just published a book, blah, blah, blah. And then you hear of them less and less. And then after a while, they just disappear. They're the guys that have come on, they've actually started, they actually made a sale or two, but they're not enough. The reward wasn't big enough for the amount of work that they were doing. Okay. Now, that leaves us with the last two. Now, the last two is where most people want to be when they're thinking of starting an online income. And I'm just going to put PT, part-time. They want an online income stream that's giving them an additional bit of money every single month. They might have a full-time job. They might be busy with other stuff, with life. Maybe they're a parent. Maybe they're a stay-at-home mum. They just want to look after their kids, but they want some sort of money coming in on the side. Or maybe they've got a business already, but they haven't got an online business, so they want additional income. So that's where most people want to be. A lot of my students just want to be there. They just want to make a bit of money to help out. Okay, they're not looking to smash it. They just want to make a bit of money on the side, and that's why self-publish is so good, because it can give you that little bit of money without any stress or extra work. Okay, and then at the very top is the guys that do it full-time. The guys that just live off online money like me, and then when they go into say self-publishing, they go in properly to make money full-time. Okay, so that's the pyramid there of where most people fall in to online income when you're thinking about online income. So if you watch my video now and you have an interest in online income, you're going to fall into one of those categories. Okay, so whichever category you're in now, I'm going to give you some tips to get you into these two, because this is where the money is. This is where you want to be. Okay, right. What we need to understand first, let me just move this aside here. What we need to understand first is the driving factors of what pushes people up the pyramid. Okay, because there's a shitload of people thinking about doing online money but don't actually start. And there's a load of people that started, don't actually make any money. And then there's a load of people that made some money but never make it good enough to have a part-time income. And then there's a very select few that go from that actually make full-time income from online money. So what's the driving factors? Well, there's two, sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little arrow here. The driving factors, number one is, put this here. Number one is, I don't even know if I'm spelling this right. Excitement is a driving factor, and I'm going to put here. And the second one is fear, and I'm also going to put anger. Okay, those are the only. I did say three. They're kind of two because I put fear and anger in the same category. Let's just call it three of them. They're the three driving factors. Okay, so example of excitement is you just want money, extra money, so you can have more holidays in the year. You want extra money so you can afford a new car, so you can buy a new house, so you can free up some time to spend with your family, or free up some time to go away more, like be less location based. Or the big ones are like quit your job, like excited enough to make enough money online to quit your job. Maybe you don't like your job or business. I mean, I was in a position where I left the 9 to 5. I was running a business, a direct marketing business in London, and I hated it. I actually all I did was create a job for myself in that business. Had to go to the office, had employees to answer to, had clients to answer to, had loads and loads of subcontractors that would give me stress. So I wanted a way out of that. Online money gave me a way out of that. So whatever the excitement is, that drove me, and it will drive you to go up this pyramid. Okay, so you got to think about what's exciting for you enough to drive you up to that pyramid. And then with fear and anger, those are ones like, just say you lost your job tomorrow, okay, and you've only got 3 months worth of savings. Suddenly you've got the fear of losing losing your shit. Like, you might not be able to pay rent in 3 months, so you're thinking, damn, I need to start making something of this. I've got a few students in my course that have messaged me personally saying that they've lost their job, or their husband's lost their job, or they're the only husband or wife, got no money, they're the sole bread earners, they need to make this work, so they've got the fear now, and you best believe they're going to start working hard now. So whatever that is, that will drive them to it. And then you've got anger. I mean, to some extent, most people are pissed off about something in their life financially, right? You don't get paid enough for work, you don't get paid enough in business, or you see other people can afford stuff, your friends or something are going on holidays, you can't do it. There's something that pisses you off enough to say, that's it, I've had it, I'm going to create this online income stream this year. Okay, so these are the driving factors. Now, I would say excitement pulls you, it kind of attracts you. I'm going to call that a pull. Attracts you to make more money, and this one pushes you. And it varies as well, on a day-to-day basis. You might be more excited, you might be more scared, you might be more angry. Whatever it is, it will drive you to making this money. Now, some of you might be thinking, I haven't got any of that. I'm not excited enough to make this money. I've got a stable job. It's a pain in the arse, the job, but it still pays me. It's not pissed me off enough, or I'm not scared enough that I'm going to put any effort into this. Well, welcome to the rat race. Now, I'm not just talking about rat race as in if you've got a job. I think rat race is a state of mind. I think it's a state, the comfort zone, I would call it. Let's just put it here, actually. Let's just put that there and call it the comfort zone. Now, most people are stuck in this comfort zone because things are never too bad, never that scary that it would push them up this pyramid. Okay, so they just hang around in here, and it's only when something drastic happens to them, like I said, you lose your job, or maybe you're earning with your husband or wife and suddenly they lose their job, and suddenly that pushes you out of your comfort zone enough, which in turn pushes you up the pyramid. Okay, right, so most people, the people especially here in these 1, 2 and 3, they are not progressing up to the top of the pyramid where they should be, because they are inside their comfort zone. And the times they come out of their comfort zone is the times when they actually do a bit of work, but most likely they return back to their comfort zone because life has got a funny way of just keeping you okay, right? Okay, so if you're like me and you know that you got a comfort zone, but you still want to make that online money, how do you switch your mindset to push you enough to push you up the pyramid like I did to get to the top? Well, this is where just imagining shit comes into it, okay? I've got a friend who's got a very successful dad, and I just remember him years and years and years ago. He said one thing to me that stuck in my head, and I'm talking about 15 years ago. It's stuck in my head ever since. I said to him, he's got everything he needs. How is it that he's still like working and driving himself? He said, because he pretends to be in poverty. Okay, he pretends to be in poverty, right? He was in poverty once, but now he's not. But he just pretends. So you've heard us saying, "Fake it till you make it," where you kind of fake being an expert or something. Well, this is the same thing. You fake excitement, you fake the fear, you fake the anger until you make it. Now, let me give you some tips on how to do that. I'm really good at faking excitement, and I don't mean just running around pretending I'm being excited. No, I'm talking about goal setting. I'm talking about I set goals and I'm thinking ahead to where I would be or where I will be when I make that money. When I first started on KDP and I started from scratch, I've started from scratch several times, I'm always thinking ahead, when I make that first $1,000, how will that feel? How is it going to be for me when that $1,000 is coming in every single month? How's it going to be when it's 5? How's it going to be when it's 10? I got up to 50. Like, I couldn't even imagine how that was. Actually, no, I'll tell a lie, because my goal was to get $20,000 profit. And what do you know? I kept thinking about it, and within a year, I hit $20,000 profit. So it's got a funny way of helping things go along as well, because you're imagining stuff, and I'm sure loads of you have heard about law of attraction, and you're on the right frequency. I definitely think it's a thing, because everything's got energy. If you're on the right frequency, you start attracting things into your life that will help you stay at that frequency and take you beyond to where you're constantly thinking about. So you can fake the excitement with goals. And that is so simple. You literally just write them down every day. You write them down in present tense. I have $1,000 coming in every single month from self-publishing. I have $5,000 coming in for every single month self-publishing. Or I made $5,000 this month. I made $10,000 this month. Now, if you keep writing it over and over again, it's gonna seem silly when you start, because if you've not really done it before, then your mind's gonna fight it. You'll be writing it and you won't believe it, because you're like, I don't make $10,000. Who am I kidding? Right, but here's the thing: if you keep repeating it over and over again, your brain's got a funny way of starting to believe shit that you repeat over and over again. Mass media do it all the time. They put shit in the newspaper, on the news, repeat it over and over again. Before you know it, my parents are coming to me and telling me stuff that they believe is 100% true, even though they don't know it, because they've heard it so many times. Marketing's a big one. You see McDonald's everywhere. I'm loving it. All the time you're seeing that. If you eat McDonald's, you're loving it. You're thinking that in your mind. They have a phrase that they repeat over and over again. Before you know it, your subconscious is taking it and you believe it. Well, here's the good thing. You can reprogram your mind to do the same thing. You can fake excitement by writing your goals over and over and over again and spending time just thinking about what it would be like to make that money, okay? The point is, you're building up the excitement in your head that will give you the energy to work on your online income, okay? The other two is fear and anger. Now, you could just be constantly pissed off. I know there was a time when I was really, really broke, living in an ex-council area in Croydon. The guys from UK will know Croydon's a rough area. I was in an ex-council area in Croydon between a place called Croydon and South Norwood, which is a very rough area. Every single day I'd come out and you'd see drug addicts, drunk people, people swearing, fights, violence, just all around me. That was my area. That was enough to pee me off enough to just work to get out of there. And my online income, Amazon income, got me out of there. See, so if you're of that caliber where you're surrounded by people you don't like, an environment you don't like, use it. use that anger. Don't go and join them. Don't go and doing anything silly. Just use that anger to drive you. Remember, you just want to drive yourself up this pyramid. Every single piece of energy you can harness into working on your online income consistently will just build up, and eventually you'll get there. So anger, and obviously fear, like I said, if you lose your job, if you lose an income stream. I've been there as well. I've had income streams. I've lost a lot. I've had KDP accounts, self-published accounts terminated, and at that moment fear hits you, because I'm like, that was my main income. Now what? That's going to drive you. That gets you out of bed in the morning. Okay. So does excitement. So does anger. So this is what I'm saying. I'll just wrap this up real quick. That these are the well, let's just. I've lost my colours. Where is my colours? Here we are. Okay. These. Let's do another colour. Let's do the light blue again. So these are the driving factors which will take you up this pyramid into the PT and the FT where you want to be, so you can make money. And the good news is you don't have to wait for these things to happen. You can fake it just to give you that energy to push you up that pyramid. Okay, give it a try and let me know how you get on. Okay, I'm Jace Perry, and I help people make money from self-publishing. Okay, so that's another thing I just want to end on here. If you haven't tried self-publishing, you want to get an online income, it's the easiest online income stream, in my opinion, you can do. And I've tried a lot, because you can literally self-publish a book with no experience, no writing, in 24 hours, and that book can be on Amazon, which is like the biggest e-com platform, and potentially make you money within 7 to 10 days like my students are. Okay, if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link to my course below. This is helping my students make money fast. Okay, and it's very, very passive once you get started. Amazon take care of everything, leaves you time to just build up more books and stress-free income, because they take care of the customers. Okay, so check it out, subscribe for more videos. I'm doing a video a day at the moment. I'll see how it goes. See you in the next one.